So let's get to where we've been so far. So I've taken the sprocket off. This here was the piece that was on it. It wasn't a massive circlip or anything, it's actually a 6mm Allen bolt in there. That's some sort of speed sensor apparently, which connects to this one that I took off. And I've been given this a good old spray in here with elbow grease, because I really would like to get as much of this crap off as possible, and also I've been spraying it in there. I'm going to be doing that a couple of times during the escapades. And also I have ground off one of the links there using a Dremel, because I don't have anything else. So I thought now would be a good time to talk about my chain breaking and riveting tool set. Now this is the same one that Dark Flight Vlogs uses, so I just find his videos. It is pretty much a cheap Chinese bit of crap. As long as it does the job today, I don't care. It was £18. The DID chain link tools are 30 to 40. We need to do this as cheap as possible. So I'm going to be taking this out and breaking the chain momentarily. Okay, so that's the the chain off. As you can see, it wasn't quite as straightforward as expected, but that's to be expected. The chain, it's knackered. It's a chain that was on the bike when I got it, and so now that I'm replacing it, I'm going to be very pleased. I've been given the all this casing and the inside another. Thanks, Seagull. Thank you very much. Noisy bastards. So I'm giving that a bit of cleanup as well, and also the swing arm. I'm going to be taking off the rear guard now, and I'll be replacing the rear sprocket. Another thing I wanted to say on the nut that was on here, unlike on every other video that I've seen where the wash had been bent over, this one wasn't. Whoever had put this on, so I don't know if this is the original chain that's on it or not, but whoever had taken this one off had just held the nut on with some thread lock, which, you know, I'm quite appalled at, but that's another thing. Right, so rear bit's off now, and then we'll be swapping the rear sprocket and the chainio. So there we are. As you can see, quite a difference after giving that a good old elbow grease and brush. I have to give it a rinse in there, but I've got the majority of the muck off without using muck off. But also giving the rear swing arm a bit of a clean. As you can see in here, this is where the chain has been rubbing. You might be able to see. Hopefully you can see in there. So the chain's been rubbing. That's where I bang it getting into the garden. You can see the mess on these teeth. They're all sort of curving this way. So I think the next thing we'll do is take the wheel off. Actually, I might undo those nuts first. Right, let's see. Okay, so I've encountered a small problem, which could be a major problem, and I've slightly rounded this nut here. I was undoing these on the bike. I was undoing them. Yeah, it must be. because I didn't want to be laying it down and possibly damaging the disc. I've just sprayed this with some releasing spray. I doubt this is going to make much difference, but everything's worth a try. I feel like I'm going to take the wheel off then and give it another bash. Right then, so I have the rear sprocket on now, and also I've just placed the front sprocket on, and I realised why the nut had thread lock on it rather than having that washer bent over. It's because the washer that's on there doesn't have any teeth to lock into these bits, so I'm going to have to do the same and put some thread lock on there as well. Oh joy. Okay, so hopefully that's the majority of the messy bits done. I've kind of washed my hands, so I'm now going to put the chain on. I need to measure it to make sure, or not to make sure. I'm going to slot it round and get it to the right length first of all, because obviously it's probably going to be too long with the swing arm adjusted all the way to the front there. So I want to have I want to be able to adjust it as the chain stretches. So I'm going to get on with that new. Well, we should all know by now that whenever I go to do something, it doesn't go quite as smoothly as it should be. So the chain is in place. Unfortunately, I had a problem with a master link, so I had to go and get another one, which I did, which is the exact same. Open up. And it's on the other plate, it's like 50VX. That's got JZ, maybe that's got something to do with it. But regardless, this doesn't actually fit in the link, which you'd think is maybe a problem with, you maybe got the wrong one, except that the plate that comes with this one also doesn't fit. It literally does not fit at all, so I've got to actually take that back to the shop tomorrow. So what should be, a couple of hours job is currently taking me, it'll be day 3 tomorrow. Stay tuned for more. Ugh.